Hi guys, I'm here to do a video on a system that I've started using about a week ago. And if you can tell from the title, it's acne.org. I was having a lot of, not necessarily breakouts, but just my skin not being really smooth and occasional breakouts. So I wanted to try something to get my skin cleared up. And as some of you may know, I'm getting married in November of this year, so I wanted to try to get my skin really clear before we get married so that when my photos come out, they'll be really pretty and I won't have any, blemishes or anything. But I wasn't really sure what to expect with the program because I'd only seen a few videos on YouTube about it, and it looks like most people had a lot of success with it. So today is a week that I've been on the program, and I don't have any face makeup on. I just did my eyes and everything else other than my face, so that you could see my skin. And so you guys can know what to expect because I really wasn't sure what to expect when I first started the program. So I ordered the kit, and I've got the 5-piece kit from acne.org. I'll just show you what they are. It's the cleanser from acne.org. It's the treatment. Then the moisturizer. This is also the order which you use them. Moisturizer, the jojoba oil, and the AHA, alpha hydroxy acid. So my first impression of the kit was that it was awesome. The first few days, it cleared up all my pimples, and I had absolutely beautiful skin. It looked so flawless with my makeup on. Everything was awesome. And then about, I would say, either Saturday or Friday, 2 days ago, actually it's been about 3 days now, the process started. It's not a pleasant process, and I was really afraid when I first started it because I didn't know what's going on, and your skin will get worse before it gets better. So I think maybe I might have started a little too fast too, because what they say is to use a little bit of the benzoyl peroxide, which is actually the treatment, and it's a 2.5% of benzoyl peroxide, which is this. And they say that you're supposed to use a full finger's length when you squeeze this. It's supposed to go across your whole finger, and then sometimes they tell you to use 2 fingers of this treatment. Well, I was just using about a pea-sized amount for the first few days, and then I went up to almost the full finger's length. And so my skin got really dried out and really scaly and reptilian almost. And I think on Saturday or Sunday, which was 3 days ago, I did the routine twice a day, just like they tell you to do. You just cleanse for like 10 seconds or less. You put the treatment on, you work the treatment into your skin for about 3 minutes, and then you let that dry, and then you do the moisturizer, and then I put the jojoba oil in there in the moisturizer. You have to excuse my dogs, they're playing. Hey, stop it, Parker. So anyway, and then on Sunday, I started getting like severe dryness, like to the point where my skin, I literally felt like my skin was burned. I felt like I had a sunburn. My eyes, all around my eyes, I looked like an old woman. Like every little wrinkle and crow's feet like appeared out of nowhere. I never had wrinkles there before. Like right here on my mouth, I looked like I was completely flaky, dry. It hurt. My skin just hurt. Even to open my mouth hurt. And so, come here. And so basically, I was freaked out. I was like, okay, that's it. I can't do this anymore. This program, I was like, I still want to try it. They say don't quit. And I think maybe I should have gone a little slower with my buildup of the treatment. So like my recommendation too would be to just go really slow on your benzoyl peroxide, because you don't want to have to stop the program because your skin is just uncomfortable and it hurts. Like I literally felt like I had a sunburn. I mean, it was that bad. And all I could think about all day long was my skin and how dry and uncomfortable it felt. And I almost wanted to take Motrin because it was so uncomfortable. So anyway, that was Sunday. So then I laid off of the benzoyl peroxide completely, but which is what the website says to do. It says to stay off of it for about a week and then restart and then go a little bit slower on your buildup of the progression of benzoyl peroxide. So today is now Tuesday. Yesterday I did not do, I did the cleanser and I did the moisturizer with the jojoba oil, and that's it. And I did that in the morning and then I did that at night. And I pretty much, because of the uncomfortable feeling, I couldn't take it anymore. I just started slathering lotion all over my face. Like it got to the point where I literally just I was like I was going crazy. I had to get lotion on my face. I mean, it was like cracking, and my foundation looked horrible, and so I just couldn't take it. So I eventually just broke down, just putting every different kind of lotion on just to get to feel better. So today I woke up and I did do the cleanser, and then I did do the moisturizer with the jojoba oil. I'm not going to do the benzoyl peroxide until this evening when I wash and then do the treatment. But right now, if you can see my face looks horrible. Like the skin, everything, it just looks really, really bad. And I just wanted to make this video so that if you're trying it, you don't get freaked out either, because this is what will happen. And maybe I'll do an update in a week, and so you can see how things are progressing. But right now, I don't know if you can tell, but my skin, I have tons of little like bumps. Like my skin is in worse condition than I've ever had it. Like it looks like I have some kind of skin disease or something, because my entire face is just completely bumpy. There's no breakouts, but it looks so bad. It's not smooth at all. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. You can see all, like my entire face is just completely scaly and flaky, and it's like just everything is just, it's all coming off pretty much. It's sloughing off that first layer of your skin. So another thing that happened to me too, on Sunday when I woke up and my skin was just burning, I felt like I had a sunburn. I had severe wrinkles on my eyes. My face got really puffy, really red, and my eyes kind of like looked like I was puffy and swollen. Like it looked like I hadn't slept or had been crying. So that's another thing that may happen to you. And if you read on the board, a lot of people experience that. Sometimes if you start having other issues, it could be an allergic reaction. I don't think it's an allergic reaction for me because I've used benzoyl peroxide before in the past and never had a problem. But I do think that it was a result of using too much too fast. So just be prepared when you start this process, because most people, they start the process and then they go over how they did at the very end of all the treatment, at the very end of the regimen, when their face is clear and beautiful and their skin is used to benzoyl peroxide. Well, I'm here to tell you what it's like the first week and the week after, because it's not a fun process. And Daniel Kern, the man who made the regimen, basically says that this is going to happen and that, it's going to be uncomfortable for a little while. After 2 or 3 weeks, and sometimes 3 weeks for some people, up to a month even, they can take for them to get used to benzoyl peroxide. And so my advice is just to stick with it. Another thing he recommends is not wearing face makeup. Like I did my eyes and I did my lips and my eyebrows and stuff, but I didn't put any face makeup on, so my skin can just be normal. And I tried to wear face makeup the first few days because my skin looked, it was really dry, but it looked really oily at the same time. It was the weirdest thing. But I soon quickly realized that that was just kind of a fruitless effort, because the makeup just made it more dry and more cakey looking. And instead of just having dry skin and just having your skin, it was like dry, clumpy patches of makeup everywhere. And then I thought maybe I would use the Bare Mineral version of foundation because that's more natural and it's good for you. And that was just a nightmare as well. So if you can just go without face makeup and just do like your other makeup, no blush, no powder, no foundation, no concealer, just do your eyes, your lips, whatever, then it will probably be a better process than trying to put makeup on. So anyway, like I said, tonight I'm going to go back to using the benzoyl peroxide, and I'm going to just use a little bit, and I'm only going to use it where I break out. On the first week, I did it on my entire face, like my forehead, my nose, like down my temples, the sides of my face here, all the side of my nose, everywhere. And I don't really break out in those areas. So he also says, Daniel Kern, when you're using the regimen, he says that you can just use it in the areas that you break out, which for me is like this area right here. Like if I'm going to break out, it's this cheek area down through the sides of my mouth, the corners of my mouth, my chin, and sometimes under my nose, on my upper lip sometimes. So if you're going to break out, those are the areas that I'm going to break out. That's where I'm going to use benzoyl peroxide, because my forehead I really don't have that much of a problem with, and for my skin to look like this just for no reason, then I'm not going to continue with it. But he does say that the alpha hydroxy treatment, which was the other big tube that I showed you, which I haven't really started using this yet because I haven't really had any breakouts. But if I do get breakouts anywhere other than where I'm using the treatment, I can use this as a spot treatment and just take a little dab of it and just put it right on the pimple, and it will make it go away. And he has a video on that where he shows you where he had a breakout, and he put the alpha hydroxy right on the pimple, and it made it go away pretty much. So when I go back tonight to using benzoyl peroxide, I'm just going to do it in this basic area, because like all throughout here, like on the side of my chin and all through here, all of this discoloration is all from the treatment. This is all just my skin just flaking off. And it doesn't look very good, doesn't look very attractive, but for the wedding in November, I'm hoping that all this will be done. My skin will be beautiful. A couple of other YouTube beauty gurus are using this regimen. Alzi Girl is using it, and she swears by it. Makeup by Lana Baby, she's been using it, and they both have just absolutely beautiful skin. So I'm hoping that mine will get to that point at some point, and so I'm just going to stick with it. And I'm just here to let you know that these are things that I experienced taking the regimen and using the treatments that I ordered from him. You can do the drugstore version, but for me, I just wanted to use his package, just get it, use his stuff and see how I like it. And so my advice to you would be, if you're experiencing these things, I also have experienced them, and just to stick with it, and hopefully, you know, it will pass, and you will get through it, and your skin will get used to the benzoyl peroxide. So I will probably be posting another video in about another week, and let you see my skin at that point. I mean, you can tell that there aren't any breakouts on my skin. It's pretty clear, but it doesn't look good at all. I mean, it looks like a reptile skin, and it feels horrible. But I'm not going to give up on the regimen. I'm going to keep using it, and as long as I'm not feeling like that puffy sunburn, I just couldn't take it. Like the feeling and the pressure on my face, I mean, it was horrible. I couldn't use the benzoyl peroxide anymore. I had to give my skin a break. But as long as it doesn't get to that point again, I think I continue to use it if I just build up slowly with the benzoyl peroxide, because I think I just used a little too much too fast, which she says is a mistake people make. And you may not notice it for a few days, but trust me, you will notice it, and it will, if you start too fast, it will bother you, and you will get to the point where you have to stop. And so going back now, I'm not going to do that again with my skin. I'm just going to build it up slowly, and hopefully I'll see you in a week, and my skin will be much better. And Paisley says hi. She's on my lap. She says hi. My mommy's on acne.org, and she looks really bad, but she'll look better soon. Bye. Bye, guys.